Good afternoon. This is Brian Johnson. You think I would have the landscape down by now, but for some reason I don't. So hey, welcome. It's my Monday night training, and if you've been following it all over the last couple of days, you'll know I've been talking about disease and how to empower yourself in 5 simple steps to empower your body to take care of itself. So if this is your first time, type first timer in the comment section below so I can make sure you're taken care of, make sure you're loved on, make sure if you have any questions, I can go back and answer them because I am active all week long on my training. So if you're catching the replay, if it's not Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time right now for you and you're watching this, you are watching the replay. And I am real active on my pages. So if you have any questions, feel free to answer them. If you are a first timer, what's up, Miss Jennifer Cole? Go up or down to step 1 and make sure you hop on our email list so that way you can get all of the notes from my upcoming trainings. You can also get my 7 videos to boost your energy, boost your mood, and boost your daily performance fast in under 14 minutes. Those are also there. So if this is not your first time, what's up, Miss Jennifer Cole? Just type, I am a veteran, because I have some veterans on here, and they're super awesome. Miss Jen, Jennifer, Audrey will be on here, my assistant, Jocelyn, Britton. So I have there's a really amazing group of people here that you are in a secure space. So if this is your first time ever attending my video, first off, I welcome you. And my family that's going to be welcoming you as well is super amazing. They're all super amazing people, and they're very genuine and authentic. So you're in an amazing place if you're looking for a solid community of like-minded people to really share and to connect with on your journey. Because let's be honest, it's not fun doing it on your own. And when you have a team of people that are committed just like you are, that are on the same page, that are voting your victory, it dramatically makes a difference in your outcome. What's up, Spencer? So let's get to work, all right? So if you have not shared, please do. This is the only thing that you could really do if you ever had a desire to thank me for anything and pay it forward. The best thing you could do for me is share it, because this allows me to reach more people that I do not have the capabilities of reaching without your support. There's no way that I can serve 200 million people without your support. So I will need every one of you to be active as possible. And as you feel called, if you haven't got enough of my message and understand that I'm worthy of sharing yet and you require a little more time, I grant you that. So no sweat. Enjoy yourself. So all right, let's do this. So disclaimer. I am not a doctor. And anything I say, use, and give you as information tonight, I highly encourage you to consult with your medical professional. And ultimately, your health is up to you. It is your responsibility to take immaculate care of yourself. And my encouragement to you is to learn about yourself, to trust what I'm sharing with you tonight, and to make a decision to be open-minded, because I assure you, the things I'm going to share with you tonight, you more than likely have never heard. You have never heard these from your doctor, I assure you. And my invitation to you is this, I will, is to follow my advice. Open your mind and give yourself permission to take action on what I share with you tonight. When you do, miracles will happen. I assure you. I guarantee you, or I'll give you your money back. How's that? Okay? I appreciate that. I just got this new shirt from Lululemon. They always hook me up down there. I love my Lululemon family. They take amazing care of me. So let's talk about this for a moment. Here's what you may know about me. You may know about me as the guy. What's up, buddy? You may know me as the guy who shoots videos in the store and talks about broccolis and beets and maybe talking about some emotional sabotage or some emotional breakthrough. And if you're just connecting with me for the first time, or maybe even some of my veterans, what you may not know about me is this. I've been 250 pounds 3 different times. I've been suicidal. I've had many experiences in life that would have knocked many people off of their wagon, and I assure you, it knocked me off my wagon. By the grace of God, I have been able to turn all of that craziness back around and to be able doing what I do at the highest level possible. And I assure you, no matter who you are and where you are at on your journey, if I can do it, you can too. And I'm literally going to empower you with the same tools and skill sets that allowed me to completely change my life and allow me to take my messes and use it as my message. And my invitation to you is this: remember the message, forget the mistake. And as always, a friend like man, Mr. Jonathan Sprinkle says, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So tonight's all about sharing with you the wisdom that I've learned from investing over 100,000 hours in and working with over 70,000 people to learn and practice and use this information. I'm giving you the finest that I'm aware of, that I know to be fact and to know to work consistently when you use it. If you do not use it, it will not work. It's that simple, ladies and gents. You can take it or leave it. And my invitation to you is to be open-minded as I start getting into content right now. What's up, Lisa Locker? It's good to see your smiling face almost. So check it out. Here we go. I'll be done by 8:40. A bad thought will kill you much faster than a bad germ. I'm going to say that again. A bad thought will kill you much faster than a bad germ. Brian, what exactly does that mean? Here's what that means. Sticks and stones may break my bones, and words will never hurt me. And that is a false statement. Because there are words that have been shared with little kids and little children, and you may be one of these people at a very young age by mom and dad that are still cutting to this day. So, when I say a bad thought can never kill you, or a bad thought can kill you faster than a bad germ, that's because thoughts will kill you, period. The way you think about yourself is what is directly impacting your life, your outcomes, your symptoms, everything that's going on in your life. It is because a thought generated this, good or bad. How about instead of good or bad, we just look at it as feedback. From now on, everything in your life, whether it's good or bad, all I encourage you to look at it as moving forward is replace the good or bad with, this is just feedback. What does this feedback mean? What's up, Matt? How'd you do today? I was thinking about you a little bit ago before I hopped on my training. So Matt's one of my newbies. We got him off to a great start yesterday. I'm enthusiastic for him and for the progress that he's going to get to experience really fast, right? So tonight after this, I'm going to talk about a bad thought's going to kill you faster than a bad germ. Here's what's next for you, and here's how you know, my newcomers and my veterans, these are the pillars that Chris and I teach and share off of. These are the things that we think make the most impact the fastest, and this is why we chose to pillar or to capstone our information around these 4 points. Number 1, air, oxygen. First thing you're going to die without. Number 2, water. Second thing you're going to die without. Number 3, food. Third thing you're going to die without. Number 4, consciousness or your emotional awareness. Number 4, potentially number 1. Those are the most important things that we think are to focus on so you can thrive in life. Breathing deeper, understanding what foods give you more oxygen in your body, because it is oxygen that reverses and addresses the pH issues in our bodies that ultimately create a diseased body. When our body is high in oxygen and high in alkalinity and high in green vegetables and high in alkaline water and high in breaths and oxygen, disease and illness cannot live in that type of environment. It's impossible. It doesn't matter how healthy you are. You still have cancer cells that are in your body. Your immune system is either primed up and knocking some of these things out, or it's not. And if you have a negative belief system, you are getting bombarded. Worse than it would be if you're eating 5 bad meals a day, because emotions are functioning 24 hours a day. They're dramatically impacting your subconscious and your body and your ability to move forward. And then you start having pains and symptoms and things start showing up in your body that are impacting how you're showing up, that originally got there by the thoughts that are created by the emotions that are functioning. My invitation to you is this: give yourself full permission right now to be 100% authentic with yourself. Because there was a time in my life when I lied to myself, and Shakespeare said it best, to thine own self be true. And my question to you right now is this: have you been lying to yourself? Have you been telling yourself you feel good and things are all right, and really underneath that, you know they're not so bueno? From your relationships to your job to how you feel about your partner to whatever it may be. My invitation for you is to get real so you can get results in your life. Until you're real, there's no moving forward. Matter of fact, everything that you do and think is going to be geared around sabotage and upper limits challenges. So here's a question for you. Here's the first question on deck. Outside of being a first-timer. Welcome, Steve Revis. Have you ever heard of a upper limits challenge? If you've heard of an upper limits challenge, type a yes. If no, type a no. And for those of you that are just joining, I appreciate you so much. Make sure you take advantage and go up to step 1 when you're done, or you can do it now and come back. The replay will be up. This will get you access to my 7 videos to boost your mood, boost your daily performance, and to boost your energy, along top of all of our notes from my trainings that we put out. So, question on the table is, are you familiar with an upper limits challenge? And I think you and I might have talking about this today. Steve, what's up, Cynthia Melody? Miss Teresa Brown and Donna Marie Woods. Oh, goodness, I'm blessed tonight. But blessed every night. Bobby Starr, welcome. Danny. Steve. All right, let's do it. Lisa Locker. All right, so we have a few of you with hearing about upper limits. All right, so check this out. Here's a book you can get. I got the audio. I like audios. The book is called The Big Leap. Here's what it's about. It's about upper limits challenges. So close your eyes for a second and just imagine this with me. Just if you're driving, pay attention to what you're doing, and you shouldn't be watching me if you're driving. Just listen, all right? And I love you. So an upper limits challenge is this. When life starts going really well and you maybe get all new heights of emotions in your relationship and you start making more money at work, and then all of a sudden you start waiting for the other shoe to drop. Does this sound familiar to you? Does it sound familiar to you for when something good starts happening, you're literally waiting in the other breath for something else to come around the corner to take it from you? If that is you, just type a yes. If that is you, just type a yes. And if you have not shared it and you feel called, I would appreciate it if you do. And the people that you are helping will dramatically thank you as well. And I appreciate that. So the question on the table. Yes, it does. Very familiar. Joss Boss. Chris, what's up, buddy? Tony, good to see you. Steve. Had a good conversation with you today, Steve. I'm grateful that we're going to do some work together. Miss Teresa. All right, so check it out. So here's the deal. If this resonates with you, here is what you are experiencing right now. And this happens all the time. All right? And I'm going to give you some codes today so you can take power of that. And you can reclaim what you think is going to keep happening. Okay? So here's the deal. An upper limits challenge is this. When life starts going good and things start happening and things start moving forward in your life and you're having more juice in your relationships and you're having more money and you got a better connection with God and you're waiting for something bad to happen, that means you have a habit or a glitch or a upper limits on how good can you handle it before you start sabotaging yourself. Everybody has these on some level. Here's the fun part. Here's how you make a game. You ask yourself, I choose to be, let's see what I use. I give myself permission to be excited or to be enthusiastic about finding my upper limits challenges. Because here's the thing. Once you find yourself in that thought pattern, you can say, oh wow, I noticed that I'm trying to sabotage myself. Interesting. Where does this come from? And I give myself permission to receive God's blessings. I am worthy of God's blessings. If that creates a rub, meaning when you're saying that, you're like, I don't know if I can believe that, then there's totally some sabotage stuff, and there's ways that you can easily identify it and change it. Like for most of you that are on the call who have had an experience with me, who we've had a conversation in 5 to 15 minutes and your life was changed, not because of me, only because the law and the wisdom that I shared for you was right on point and on time to where you literally felt an immediate difference in your life. If that has happened to you with me, just type a yes and how many minutes we were into our conversation before that happened. And I only say that for this, because for those of you that are on here for the first time, the stuff that God's blessed me with creates miracles every time, consistently, predictably. And I'm not just tooting my own horn, just watch and see what happens. And I'm super grateful and super blessed that I get to be the conduit that God does this through. And here's the beauty. If you're really seeking this for yourself, to be able to do it with yourself, to share it with other people, you can do that. I have the stuff to teach you this stuff so you can actually do it yourself. It's not hard. You just get to take the first step and do the work. And most importantly, you get to do it on yourself first. How awesome is that? Because you cannot give away something that you don't have yourself. You must own it yourself. It's like this. Love your neighbor as yourself implies you must first love yourself. And can I explain something to you? Most of the people that I've come into contact, even myself, at a large point in time, did not love myself. Okay? Did not love myself. And what happens is anytime you come down with a dis-ease, what happens is we have literally stepped off of loving ourselves. It's not wrong. It's just feedback. It just gives us the opportunity to reconnect with ourselves and to give ourselves permission to forgive whomever is on the other end of that. Because not having forgiveness or unforgiveness and anger and resentment towards someone is literally like taking a cup of poison and drinking it and expecting the other person to get sick or ill from that. It's not how it works. Okay? So, here's something important for you. I'm on the quarter of the way down on my notes on the first page, all right? And I have my computer open so I can get questions or whatever you got going on. So, it's important to understand that we are spiritual creatures living a physical experience. And everything that happens to us energetically first before it happens physically. And that is so important to understand, because what our Western medicine model does not identify or acknowledge is that there's a lot of things going on emotionally that show up physically, that show up in the form of a symptom in which the model treats the symptom. Not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying that's what it is. And if we can just look for it, what it is, then we can obviously find what it is that works for us. And for those of you that have been connected with me for a while, I'm going to share with you the truth. And naturally and instinctively, the truth is going to resonate with you. And it's going to make sense, okay? So here's some important things. When we have a disease, my encouragement to you is to never walk away with identifying what they diagnosed you as. Do not take ownership of that. Do not say, I have blank, blank, blank. Doctor says I have blank, blank, blank. Do not do that, okay? Instead, here's an option for you. Here's a healthy alternative for you. You can say, I have symptoms of blank, blank, blank. I have symptoms of blank, blank, blank. And here's something that's really crazy for you. I have had, 10 to 20 at least, maybe more. Probably more than that. Maybe now I think about close to 50 to 100. People who have had conditions that were on meds for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. Medications. Paying for them monthly. All of the toxicity, medication on top of another medication to take care of the symptoms from the first medication that were created. Okay, I'm talking a ton of this stuff. Literally, in sometimes 2 to 3 minutes, we were able to reverse people off of those completely. I'm not a healer. Make no mistake. I am not a healer. I teach people how to take care of themselves. I teach people how to remember when they fell off their mark. I teach people how to thrive. That's it. I'm not a healer. God is the one who does the healing. And for those that put the faith in me, to trust me, to allow me to share what comes up, that's how they get themselves back in the position. I don't heal them. Doctors are not healers neither. All they do is just jumpstart a body. That's it. Okay? So here's what I'm going to talk about right now. I'm on point 1. And we didn't get off on any tangents. I leave some gaps in there for my brain and creativity to share, because I never know what's going to come up. I never know what's going to happen when I'm training. I just show up and things happen. So this is where we're at, right? All right, so here we go. Part 1. Whenever we have a symptom that shows up, okay, what happens is wherever it shows up at on our body is emotional information. I'm going to repeat that. And I'm going to ask you to lean in with your left ear and close your eyes so you can hear what I'm saying. This is your receiving ear. This is your doing ear. If you're listening to me in your right ear, switch the phone to your left side. I'll talk about it later. If you want to talk about it, message me. Jocelyn, my assistant's on here. She can connect us. If you're looking to have a conversation with me and you're more serious and curious, you can go to step 3 up there, and my schedule is online. You can pick a time that works for you. Yes. All right, so check it out, okay? Here we go. Listen carefully. Wherever a symptom or a pain or an issue or a quote-unquote dis-ease shows up at on our physical body is all representative of emotional information. For example, number 1, if you have thyroid challenges, that means there is some unresolved anger. Hypo, meaning yin, meaning too slow, is female-oriented. Hyper, meaning too fast, is male-oriented. What's up, Jake? I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate all your hard work. I need to connect you with Matt and Steve Rivas, my other 3 clients on here. You guys, we all get to connect you guys. All right, so here you go. Liver and gallbladder is about resentment. Kidney is about unforgiveness. Spleen is about apathy. Love you too, brother. Lungs are about survival. Heart problems is about being heartbroken. Now, be honest. Let me ask you a question. Did what I say at all, does that even kind of resonate with you? Or do you think that's kind of far out? Or do you think like, man, you know what? That may seem kind of accurate. You may be thinking, man, I notice I have some thyroid issues and I've been going to the doctor for years. And I've had anger at my dad since I was 2 years old. Maybe. Did what I say just resonate with you at all? Or does that even sound kind of far-fetched? Or just kind of give me a little thermometer test. Let's see where you're at. So the information on how each organ system has an emotional belief system, does that resonate with you? Yes or no? And remember, as you're answering this right now, remember that it's never about what's wrong, because that's condemnation. It's always about what's returning to you emotionally. For example, fear. Hey, Melinda. Fear turns into our courage and our faith. What about people born with holes in their heart? Like, that's a Artemis question, Audrey. Okay, that's a ninja question. I don't know that one for sure. So it's always about what's returning. So once you can identify what your symptom is, guess what? Once you can, quote unquote, scripture says, name a thing, in my opinion, is an emotion. And it's funny because I heard my pastor at Gateway this past Sunday said he was teaching people how to transmute emotions. And it looks like I get to have a class with him because there's a couple things he could have done that he did not. It was still good. I think he could have improved a little bit. But here's the key. The first thing that he started on was name a thing. Meaning, what exactly do I feel in my body? What accurately? What authentically? Okay, so here's some information for you. So for those of you that are writing down and really serious about your education, let's do this. This is for you. And for my personal clients and for all my veterans, this is for you for sure. Man, that is great. I'm so grateful for my water. Woo. Thank you, Jesus. All right, here you go. So if you notice right now that your stomach is tight, and Steve Rivas, if you're still on, this is what you and I discussed today. And also too, Matt, and I've talked to you about this too, Jake. Stomach is tight, that's fear. If your chest and your throat's tight, that is sorrow. If your back and your neck is tight, that is anger. Yeah, you like my decorated jug? Riley decorated it for me. Highly favored. And it says, I am blessed. And of course, I have my gold star right there. I love it. Awesome. Okay? So, just a quick repeat. Wherever your disease or symptom or diagnosis shows up at on your physical body tells you what emotional system is operating. All of this information is in our body language series. So if you're looking to really to blast off your wisdom capabilities and your ability to create miracles, then our body language and emotional breakthrough series is for sure the most valuable 2 skill sets I have ever learned. Those are the ones I use the most to create miracles daily. And if you're open-minded to that and would like to have a conversation to see if it's a good fit for you, go to step 3 and message a set of time for us to connect, or just message me and we can figure that part out. I'm not sure on atrial fibrillation, Miss Lisa Locker. Okay, so here we go. So let's talk about part number 2 right now. It's 8:27. We're going to go for a little bit longer. We're on part 2 right now, okay? So let's talk about pH and alkalinity. So number 1 was talking about locations and being emotionally literate. Awesome, Cynthia. So being emotionally literate, that's number 1. Meaning if I ask you, what are you feeling? And for you to be able to scan your body and say, you know what, Brian? I have some tightness in my chest and my throat, so I feel sorrow right now. Awesome. How big of an impact do you think owning that wisdom for yourself would make in your life? How big of an impact would it keep you from projecting your own mess in your relationships? How much would it help you to catch yourself when you're triggered in a conversation, to shift out of it and to resolve it? How important would that be in your health, in your well-being? How important would that be in your family life? How much of an impact would that make in your communication with your kids and your wife or your husband or your boyfriend? I assure you, take it from me, from a person who's been into a relationship for 11 years with Penny, that the skill sets that I'm offering to you have dramatically changed our life, and for sure mine. Because when you understand how you're showing up and you understand how and why you were triggered, and understand that if you're triggered by a female, maybe it's not that specific female, maybe it's from your mom. Can you imagine how going back and tracking that down and loving it and resolving that experience within you, can you see how big of an impact that will make in your life? Like, to give you an idea, this month alone, I've seen 2 relationships of a husband and wife completely reconciled and their families are back together. I've seen 2 of those this month alone already. That's how crazy it is. You have the ability to take this information home for yourself, and it's not difficult. All right, so here we go. So pH and alkalinity. One of the most important things to understand is that your emotions are super powerful, and they will make a difference in your psychology, A, your physiology, B, meaning your chemistry and all the stuff that's going on. Your emotions will play a definite role. So does anyone have arthritis or ulcers in here? Anyone have ulcers or arthritis or rheumatoid arthritis? I'll explain to you what I mean by this. Gout? Anybody with any of those symptoms? Good to see you, Joss Boss. What's up, Mike Segro? Haven't seen you in a while, bud. So, your mind, great listening to you tonight. I needed a lot of emotions. Oh, that's great, Cynthia. You and I should have a conversation and show you a couple things. If you're interested in doing that, go up to step 3 and just book a time that works for you on me. If not, my assistant Jocelyn, Joss Boss, is on our call right now. You can connect with her and she can set us up. So grandpa, gout, my friend has rheumatoid. Yes, all right, so check it out. So gout, anger, and rheumatoid are typically around anger. And so is arthritis. So anger will dramatically impact. And it's really weird because gout typically only shows up on the right big toe, if I'm accurate. If that's the case, in the world of body language system, our right big toe is our will to understand how to move forward, or our will to understand how to move forward with another male figure. Which one resonates with you, Cynthia? Steve, I got to talk to Brian today for a while, and let me tell you guys, the wisest person. Ha! I appreciate it, brother. I'm looking forward to having an awesome time together and learning. All right, so that does resonate with you, Cynthia. So far, everybody check it out. So here's the deal. Right now, we're talking about gout, we're talking about arthritis, and we're talking about rheumatoid arthritis. And I made the statement that those are about anger. And gout shows up only in your right big toe, which in body language, which you have the ability to learn in our program, our right big toe is our will to understand how to move forward, or our will to understand what to do moving forward, or our will to understand how to move forward with a male figure in our life. And Steve is right. Eat cherries, gout. You can also do apple cider vinegar, because what you're looking for is to rid yourself of the uric acid. That's also from being too acidic. So drinking cucumber water or eating cucumbers, because they're one of the most alkaline vegetables possible. They're also the most hydrating vegetable possible. So if you've got blood sugar issues too, those will also help out. If you get urinary tract infections, cucumbers will help out. All that's from being too acidic. Yeah, so if you need to get a hold of me for somehow or something, connect with Jocelyn. Her cell phone number is right there, and she can get us hooked up. So that's right. Awesome. So alkaline foods. So a lot of you know I have a Kangen water machine. Steve, we got to talk about this for you, because this thing is amazing. I drink a 9.5 pH water with a restructured water molecule, which literally means this. They're like, Brian, what is a restructured water molecule? Here's what it means. If you were to take a handful of golf balls and you were to throw them through a chain link fence, you're probably going to get a few, right? Of course. If you were to do the same thing with a handful of marbles, you're going to get a lot more. So what that means is my water molecules are like marbles. So when I drink them, it saturates my body so fast. It gets oxygen to my brain. It gets nutrients to my brain. It creates a massive vehicle for me to transport nutrients and exports toxins. And from a water perspective, look, I used to be a meathead when it came to water. I was like, come on, dude, it's clear. It's not going to be any different. It's not going to have any more power, right? Wrong. I was gladly and forever had my life, and my brain expanded that day, because the time I first had my first sip of Kangen water, in 2 seconds, my brain was wide. If you're drinking Essentia 9.5, man, that stuff is poop compared to this stuff, buddy. You'll love it. Essentia water, I mean, it's one of the better waters on the market, but when you get it, it's about a 7.0 pH because it's been sitting in the plastics. So you're definitely not getting as much of an impact as you could, especially for what you're paying for. You could pay for a machine in a year and then not have all the biodegradable issues and plastics going into our atmosphere and poisoning our earth. Drinking alkaline water is so much money. Being sick is so much money. Get rid of your car and get a water machine. That's what I did when I got mine. I figured out how to pay for it. All right, so check it out. So Qigong. How many of you have heard of Qigong? We're going to go for another 4 minutes and I'm done for tonight. A better question to ask yourself, Mike, is how could I create more money to take better care of my health? Or what could I cut back on that I'm not using, like my cable TV? That's some different questions for sure. Ask yourself how more often. Do you drink Kangen water 7 days a week? Oh, I drink it, 7 days a week for sure. So Qigong. Qigong is one of the fastest ways for you to supersaturate your body with oxygen. If you live in Austin, Texas on the 26th of this month and the 29th, 26th through the 29th, my coach, my Qigong coach, my disease reversal nutrition coach, all the stuff that I learned, that you learned from me, a bunch of it comes from him. Plus I have some other people as well. If you are in Austin, Texas or near and would like to fly down, must come down and check out his event. His events are awesome. There will be 2,000 to 3,000 people strong in his event. And it is absolutely amazing. It is probably one of the highest experiences I've had on oxygen, period. And I've had some wild ones with oxygen, which is crazy. And also, here's the thing. From a disease reversal perspective, oxygen is the first thing you require. So super saturating your body with deep breaths, going out into Mother Nature, putting your feet in the grass and getting some sunshine multiple times a day, super saturating your body with oxygen and using Qigong, which is breathing, movement, and meditation to bring in energy to your body. It's basically like a standing yoga pose where you're doing little arm movements that are literally harnessing environmental energy, matching the meditation of your breath, and bringing that air and bringing that energy in your body to super bamp your body. Crazy. Amazing experience. It's free when you learn how to do it. It does not cost you anything, and it will make a massive difference in your life. That's right, Steve. So, have you ever heard of Dr. Emoto? Jocelyn, will you do me a favor? Will you hop on and see if you can pull up Dr. Emoto, The Miracles of Water on YouTube? And will you post that link in our video? Or Audrey, one of you who are tech savvy that can do that. I'm looking for Dr. Emoto, The Miracles of Water. Now here's the cool part. Here's the cool part. Okay, you see how I have stuff written on here? I have that on there for a purpose. And you're going to find out why. If you've never seen Dr. Emoto, Jocelyn's going to post the link. Go back and watch it. Here, I'm going to explain this to you. And I may take a few minutes past 8:40, and I'm going to explain this to you before we close out tonight, because this is a life changer if you do it. This is the difference between working right and working hard. What I mean by that is this: slide edge thinking process right now in action. By writing my words on my jug, not doing anything more than writing my words on my jug, which took me a total of 1 minute to put it on there, this is dramatically changing my life. These words are vibrationally changing the molecular structure of my water to dramatically amplify the emotional vibration of my body that is dramatically changing my brain function and frequency, all because of the words that are on my water. When you watch The Miracles of Water by Dr. Emoto, which the link will be on here, you're going to see the study that he did to prove this. Not that I've been smoking crack before my meeting. Not today, right? Perfect health on water. Yes. So here's the thing. When you bless your water, you are literally changing the cellular frequency of which your cellular water is functioning at. You literally can raise your vibration by changing the water you're putting in, by blessing your food, blessing your water, putting words on your water will change how your water's cellular frequency is functioning. Ha ha! No, it doesn't. That's crazy, Steve. Still the same word. So try it out. And when Jocelyn puts that, oh yeah, it does work with rice. I do remember that. That's crazy. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah, so if you can go back and watch the movie by Dr. Emoto, The Miracles of Water, when Jocelyn puts it on there. That's funny, right, Matt? When Jocelyn puts it on there, go back and watch it because you're going to love it. And here's what it's going to do. It's going to open your mind to what's really available to you in the world of energy. Water experiment, yes. Because here's the deal. Most people do not realize that, most people do not, oh, awesome, there it is, Danny, I appreciate you. Most people do not realize that there's so much stuff going on that we cannot see, that you have the power to interact with and the power to harness it. Energy is what changed people's lives. That's what creates influence. That's what creates massive change in you and other people. Why not learn how to use it? Why not be aware of it? Why not be open-minded to truly what's available to you and for you? And it doesn't cost you anything. The only thing it costs you is the wisdom, becoming aware of how to use it and what to do with it. I assure you, there's more going on in the invisible side of life than there is going on in the part that we can see. Write what you want the water to do. What do you want? We choose. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Let's talk about that. So Steve's talking about what would you like your water to do? Would you like it to bless you? Like, here's what I have on mine. I have blessed. I have I am blessed, highly favored, deeply loved, grateful, appreciative. All of those words all have different frequencies that they function at. So go check out that link right now. That's all I have for tonight. Hey, we're going to go into part 2. This may be a 3-part series. We've got a couple things to cover. We're going to go into part 2 on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please share this if you feel called and you find that something I said resonated with you, and I really appreciate you. And look, here's the thing. If you've been following me for a while and you're really ready to take your life to the next level and you're more serious than curious, go to step 3. My scheduler there is you can also go talk to Jocelyn Britton, my assistant here in my training, and you can connect with us and let's have a conversation. Let's see exactly how I can support you and what I can do to provide value in your life. If you've gotten value out of this 30-minute conversation, imagine having a 5 to 10-minute conversation detailed around you and what's going on in your life. Naturally, you can see how big of an impact that would make really fast. And I'm really interested and only interested in creating miracles, and I'm only interested in understanding wisdom and information that does the same. So if it does not create miracles, I do not have an interest in investing any of my time in it. So that usually boils down to language, that boils down to body language, that boils down to nutrition, and that boils down to understanding and helping people just like yourself become the best versions of themselves. So if I'm talking to you, go to step 3. If not, I look forward to seeing you and connecting with you again. Let me know what questions you have. And please let me know by commenting in the sections below what you took away tonight. What was your top 3 ahas? Most importantly, knowledge is not power. Execution of your knowledge consistently is where the power comes in. So my encouragement to you is write down what you're going to implement today. When is now a good time to make an implementation or to make a new advancement and to add a new tactic into your life? When is now a good time to do that? What's up, Cassie? Go back and check the replay. There'll be some stuff on there for you. Hey, Steve, my brother, it was great to see you tonight. Look forward to connecting with you. Hopefully you got your email. Jocelyn sent you all of your stuff. She sent you also the audio. Jake and Matt, hopefully you got your audios for my body language series. And just so you know, for those of my newbies, we now are coming out with MP3s. So all the stuff we've done on video, we're now going to come out with MP3s so you can have something you can listen to while you're driving down the road. Thanks to Jake Woodard for pushing me to get that done faster. I appreciate that. So you will have that as an option so you can listen to our stuff while you're driving down the road. And my encouragement to you is this. If you're really, truly serious about being your best, here's my challenge to you. Don't listen to the radio for a month. Every waking hour and every waking day, as soon as you wake up, throw some Joel Osteen on first. That's what I do. And then plug in our information. Make a commitment to get 2 to 4 hours a day of listening time while you're driving, in between time when you could be wasting time watching TV. Change the information that you put in your life and change the way you look at life, and your life will change. If you don't, it won't. If you're serious about it, that's what you get to do. And just do it for a month. See what happens. Have an awesome day. Remember, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will make time for your illness. Bye-bye. I appreciate all of you so much for showing up tonight. Let me know how I can support you. Bye-bye.